So there's no question about it that the Sony a6300 is a good camera, but is it still worth buying? Yo, hvað alla frétta? My name is Ardalur, I'm a photographer and a filmmaker from Iceland. Today we are going to take a look at this camera here, the Sony a6300, and I'm going to see if I can try to answer the question if it's still worth buying. Now, I've had this bad boy now for about 3 years. I've hammered on it. The Sony a6300 is made of magnesium alloy body and it's super tough. Like, I've dropped this little bad boy more times than I want to admit, and it still doesn't have that many scratches. I've had it to extreme temperatures, freezing temperatures in Iceland, super much rain. It's been with me to tropical temperatures in Southeast Asia. I've hammered on it. I use it for both all my YouTube videos and my client work. And yes, the body is weather and dust sealed, and it still performed well, and I'm very happy with it. Now, as just said, all my videos that are on this channel here are shot with this little camera that I have in my hand, the Sony a6300, as well as the client work I do is also on this camera, both photography and videography. We don't have to go further than to last week, where I did a paid photo shoot and only had this camera, and it's the only camera I use, and I'm very happy with it, and I delivered the photos, and my clients were also very happy with the result. So that brings us to the question, is this camera still worth buying? Before I answer that, let's talk specs, okay? Alright, so this camera has a 24.2 megapixel sensor, and it's able to record 4K up to 30 frames per second. Actually, it's recording 6K and then it downsamples it down to 4K, and Sony claims that that's a better method and produce much better quality of video. So far, I'm very happy with it. In full HD, it can go all the way up to 120 frames per second. So you can get that super slow motion with this little bad boy. And with photos, you can go and do a spraying like with 11 frames per second if you're doing, action type of photography. So all in all, spec-wise, this is a super nice camera. Now, if you take a look at a newer camera like I'm filming on now, which is a Sony a6400, it hasn't really changed that much. Like, Sony decided to use the same sensor, the same, almost the entire thing in the camera is the same as the newer model, both the Sony a6400 and a6600. The thing that a6400, A6, there's a lot of 666. The thing that the newer models have over it is that they have flip out screen, the autofocus is better, and some minor things. I think they did some changes to the color, but all in all, it's very identical. Now, the Sony a6300 has a flip screen, but it doesn't go all the way up, as you can see. It's no flip up screen, so you can't really see yourself when you're vlogging, which is kind of okay, Now, as I said at the beginning, the body is super compact. It's very small. Fits in the, you can put it in the pocket. It's very robust. It's made, as I said, it's made of magnesium alloy, and it's moisture and dust protected. Is that even a word? It's protected from moisture and dust. Now, at the moment, this camera is little over 4 years old. And the question is it still worth buying? Will I recommend it? And we should have put a drum roll here. I've really built this up, haven't I? My answer to that question is yes, absolutely. Especially if you are a beginner, if you're a beginning content creator or beginner in creating just videos in general or taking photos. And even if you create videos for a living, this could be a nice second camera to have on the gimbal at all times. I filmed a wedding with 2 cameras like this. One I just had on the gimbal, it was the a6300, and I borrowed the a6300 from my friend. And one I had on the gimbal the entire time, didn't go off, and the other in my hand. Super nice, worked out perfectly. Now, the reason I recommend it is because it's still a good camera, And for a camera, it's very cheap. You can get it used for not a lot of money. And as I said, if you're a beginner, I think you don't need the best things. You don't need the best things. You can go back and watch my videos. They're all created with this camera. I got the a6400 recently because I wanted a second camera. So I decided let's just get the newer one. It can be nice. Now, if you have a little bit more extra money to spare, it has some extra features like a flip up screen, like better autofocus, and some few other things, but to be honest, they're very minor. I would have wished that Sony made bigger jump, maybe made a new sensor in the camera, but it didn't. So that's like one of the big reasons why I think that this is still a bad boy and it still performs very good. So that's my conclusion. I honestly still like this camera a lot. And as I said, if you're a beginner, it's a very good choice to get, because it's cheap, has 4K, you can go 400, no, not 400 frames per second, that would be sick. 150, my mouth is going crazy right now. 120 frames per second, you can take great photos with it. And even like if you do this for a living, I still can recommend it as a second or third camera. But then again, if you do a lot of work, then maybe, maybe then you probably have the money to get a little better camera. So that's it for me today. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to ask a comment down below. If you could smack that like button for me, it would really help me out. I hope that you like this video. I'm still gonna use this as a second camera. I really much like it. Like at the moment, I only had the A6400 for like 1 week, and I'm still grabbing this guy because I mean they're very identical, but there are some things that I just know this guy. I know everything about it. I've had it for such a long time. I've taken thousands, like probably hundred thousands of photos with it and filmed hours and hours on it, and I love it. This is the camera that got me into filmmaking, and it was always, and photography, and it will always be special to me. Whew. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.